Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight. My name is Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. I am coming to you live from Pioneers Field in Shrewsbury, Massachusetts. Here to bring you live coverage of tonight's high school varsity boys soccer contest as part of the 2025 MIAA Division I round of 32 in the state tournament. Today's contest pits the hosting 12th seeded St. John's High School Pioneers against the visiting 21st seeded Brookline High Warriors. Two very familiar foes here in Brookline and St. John's. The Warriors and Pioneers have faced off in the playoffs. This will now make the third time in the last 4 years that these two teams will have faced off. All of them here in Shrewsbury. Back in 2022, the second seeded St. John's defeated number 31 Brookline 6-1. Then last year, it was number 8 St. John's that eliminated number 25 Brookline in this same round of 32 by a score of 41. So their seedings have been getting closer with each progressive matchup. And so you wonder what things are going to be like now that they're only separated by 9 seeds instead of 17 or 29. Brookline comes into this one with a record of 6-5-7, 6 wins, 5 losses, 7 ties. They started the season out 0-3-3, but then went 6-2-4 the rest of the way, including a 3-0-2 finish over their last 5 games of the regular season. St. John's, meanwhile, they went 11-4-3 to earn the 12th spot in the power rankings. Did finish the season a little bit slower pace than usual for them, going 2-2-1 in their final 5. So while St. John's definitely had the better overall season, Brookline did have the stronger finish. We'll see if they can carry that momentum into tonight's game. Pre-game clock is about to run out, and I think the PA announcer will probably be taking over. I'm right next to the speaker, so I probably won't even switch which mic I'm on, as you guys will probably be able to hear him very clearly. Sorry about that, fans. I was just setting up a couple of things. As not sure if we're getting anything from the PA announcer. They're having the captain's meeting with the official down at midfield, as you can see. As always, fans, if you end up enjoying this broadcast, I encourage you to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. And as always, I encourage audience participation, either in the live chat here on YouTube or sending me an email. You can see my email in the bottom right corner of your screen if there's any comments you would like to say throughout this broadcast here tonight. Yeah, we're setting up a little fast here. I had to make the long trek out here from Brookline a little later than probably a lot of these other guys are taking off, and later than I would have expected. As those of you in the know might know, I'm just coming from the Brookline girls soccer's round of 32 contest that went all the way to a PK shootout.
Tonight's MIAA playoff contest between the Warriors of Brookline High and your St. John's Pioneers. Ask everybody to please stand and remove your caps as we honor our country with the playing of our national anthem.
All right, like I was saying, I made the long trek out here to Shrewsbury after covering the Brookline girls soccer's round of 32 contest against Westford Academy back at Parsons Field in Brookline. That one ended up going a lot longer than I expected. They got pushed all the way to a PK shootout, and ultimately Westford Academy upset the Brookline girls in that shootout by a 4-3 final. That took about, I think, 6 or 7 rounds of shots to finish up. Tough way for the girls to end their season. Well, let's see how the boys handle here. Unlike the girls, the boys playing on the road here as underdogs. We got our first note in the live chat from Casey Hatchett saying, "Good luck, Brookline Warriors." Thank you for tuning in, Casey. I hope you enjoy the game. The St. John's starters coming out onto the field. Their starter in net is going to be number 0, Nathaniel Woolridge. And meanwhile, for Brookline, naturally, their starting netminder will be their senior co-captain, Alex Magula. Brookline is coming in with a weaker record, but this season, Brookline has had a tendency to play strong against opponents that are very highly ranked. We know that they fought to a tie with, at one point, all 4 of the top 4 teams in the power rankings. I hadn't had a chance to check the top of the power rankings lately, but it shows that Brookline can play close with top-ranked teams, but it's a matter of whether they can get the win. They did get an upset win over Natick. At the time, Natick was ranked 5 in the power rankings. but playing even is not really an option here in the playoffs. Eventually, you do have to beat out your opponent. There are no ties in the postseason. But, I mean, if Brookline's defense locks down like we know it can, who knows? I might be covering a second PK shootout today. It's possible. You never know, fans. Brookline playing from our left in their white jerseys. St. John's from our right in their red jerseys. Looks like Brookline will be starting us off. Number 11, Koya Nicoli, getting ready to kick us off here at Pioneers Field in Shrewsbury, Massachusetts. Actually, the kick's going to come from Wally Lawrence, sends it straight up the field. And here we go in the round of 32. Brookline applying some immediate pressure as they get a pass up to Koya Nicoli. He somehow escapes two defenders, sends a pass across, and it's kicked away by St. John's number 7, Charles Robitaille, I think. Throw in for Brookline. Up the near side, back foot pass. And Brookline trying to move it, but lost direction there. Intercepted by number 9, Daniel Cristo. Cristo kicks a leading kick. Down by Wally Lawrence, but right at the foot of a Pioneers player. Number 13 going to touch to the outside. Crosser floats in, but nobody there. Knocked away by Jonah Littman, but right back to Cristo. Cristo fakes, passes out to number 16. 16 cutting around, passes back to an open number 6. Evades the pressure, fires a shot. What a save by Alex Smagula as he robs Walt Dobecki on the shot there. Smagula opening with a strong save there as he punts that one to midfield. Brookline pushing it upfield. Battling for the ball, a pass to the outside. This is Jonah Littman, number 25, lifting a crosser. Oh, just whiffed on the cross kick there. Almost a big chance for Brookline for, can't quite see the number. Ball's now taken by Wally Lawrence. I think it was Jacob Friedman who almost had that cross kick off the pass from Jonah Littman. We've got our first whistle as a Brookline player is actually down hurt. And so the foul was called. Looks like the Brookline player is okay. It's going to be a free kick for the Warriors here. Brookline crowding in a bunch of players as they get set to send in this kick. I think it's Ryan Goldberg sending it in. This one flies into the box, and it's going to be caught out of the air by Woolridge, nullifying that chance. Bear with me a little, folks. When it's darker out, it can sometimes be a little harder to read the jersey number, so I might struggle a bit here. Littman applying pressure. So is Jad Torres. They force a pass across the front of the net there, but it is corralled by St. John's. They move down the far side, run out of room there, and it'll be Brookline ball. Wally Lawrence throwing it in. It's headed down by St. John's. Kicked away by number 7, Charles Robitaille. And battling for the ball and winning it is number 10, Anthony Soto. Soto passes it back, bringing it up. I think was number 5, Alexander Giolekis. Foul called on Brookline. Free kick coming up for the Pioneers. Free kick flies in. Deflecting forward. Oh, and a player crashing in. And a forced clear kick does deflect out. Wow. Brookline was not happy that the St. John's players were able to get that close to their goalie there, but they played it aggressive, and ironically, because the Brookline defender was there wasn't any contact really with the goalie. Resulted in a very dangerous play there. Sorry for the camera adjustment there. Tripod's acting a little funky. Goal kick from Smagula is going to fly out at midfield. Throw in here. And, oh, do we have a handball called on Brookline this time? I think a handball was called, and it's going to be a free kick for St. John's from about the 25-yard line. So a big opportunity for the home team early in this one. Kick coming in, deflects up and away. Chased down there by number 16, Maximilian Morales. Or actually, I think that's 18. Either way, the crosser kick cleared out by Brookline. Goldberg got his foot on that one off the bounce to clear it out. Recovered by Jolekis. Pass up is broken up there, I think, by Lawrence. St. John's takes it back, lifts in a kick close to the net. Oh, my goodness. That one off the hands of Smagula. Again, another great stop from him. As this will be a corner kick coming up for the Pioneers. Just trying to straighten out my camera angle just a touch. Corner kick flies in off the head of a Brookline defender there and cleared out. Dobecki keeping it in play, gets it out to Giolekis. Giolekis fakes, but cannot get past his defender, who draws the foul call there. Good efforts on defense for Brookline there, as Wally Lawrence will now take this free kick. Blocked up the far side there by St. John's. Pass goes back. Morales had it for a second, stolen away by Brookline. They move it to the outside, popped up in the air by Travis Applebaum. Kept in bounds by, I believe, Julian Weil. Weil, a couple defenders on his back, passes back to Applebaum, whose pass is intercepted by number 15, Vincent Plante. Plante passes to Dobecki, now back to Jolekis. Jolekis' pass goes off ahead, intercepted by Brookline. Pass goes back to Jeffrey Dong, who quickly swings it over to Lawrence. St. John's applying a lot of pressure, forcing quick passes, and Brookline gives that one away. Morales pass to the middle, give and go, back to Morales, sends it up to number 13. Number 13, White. Eli White's pass deflects to the outside, taken by 18, tries a crosser, deflected and intercepted. Travis Applebaum's going to clear that one out. Taken back by Giolekis. Giolekis sends a pass up. And that one's just going to roll out the back line for a corner kick. Didn't realize a Brookline player had touched that one, so it was a smart play by Cristo to let that one go. It'll be number 18, Vincent Quintanilla. Send in this corner kick. Quintanilla sends it in low. Stays in, and that kick just wide. Oh, my goodness. Eli White got his foot on the ball. That was about as much as you could ask for out of a corner kick, giving you a chance. But the shot just didn't fly right. Goal kick taken by Lawrence, taken back by St. John's in Brookline territory as they're quickly moving the ball. Stolen away there by Jacob Friedman. Racing up the far side, gets tripped up hard and gets the foul call. Free kick coming up for Brookline. We got a couple of Brookline soccer alums in the live chat. Luca Campbell and Jack Fitzgerald cheering on some of their former teammates here. Brookline sending in the free kick. I believe it's Goldberg. Goes for a short kick across to Applebaum. Applebaum now lifts it into the box. Goes off the head of Friedman. Not enough on it. Oh, but a fight for the ball. Lawrence, a shot too high. Again, my apologies for the trouble I'm having with the camera angle here. Doing my best to try and make it the best it can possibly be. Like I said, bit of a rush job setting up today after the long drive out to Shrewsbury. Lawrence chases down this ball. Gets a pass over to Dong on the quick turnaround. Dong trying to dodge around the pressure. Gives it to Applebaum, who boots it upfield. Down by Giolekis. Giolekis, pass intercepted by Goldberg. Goldberg looking. His kick blocked by Dobecki and recovered on the far side, I believe, by Christo. Christo trying to fight through, runs out of room on the far sideline, out of bounds. Throw in, goes off the back foot, forward to Friedman. Friedman dribbling around, lost control of the ball, or actually that might have been Torres. Yeah, that was Torres, my mistake. Now Quintanilla battling with Applebaum. Applebaum cutting him off, taking control of the ball. Oh, but the clear goes right back to White, and Applebaum recovers and blocks the shot. And they call some kind of a violation on St. John's there. I don't know why my tripod is doing this today. Smagula, the goal kick, flies across midfield this time. Headed right back by Quintanilla. Off the bounce, taken by Morales. Give and go attempt, kicked away by Applebaum, out of bounds. Max Morales and number 10, Anthony Soto, have been trying to work that give and go through the middle for the Pioneers. Just over 11 minutes into the first half. No score here between Brookline and St. John's. Robitaille throwing it in. Kicked away there by Brookline. Deflected back by Robitaille. And that kick was too high, too close to the head from Goldberg, and it'll be a free kick for St. John's. Looks like it's going to be taken by number 4, Ben Lower. Lower is going to go for a short pass out to Quintanilla. Quintanilla going to race up the sideline, cut off by Littman there, and runs out of room at the back line. Good defense there from Jonah Littman. Simple, good fundamentals there. Smagula setting up for the goal kick. Boots this one out the far side. And that's going to bounce out of bounds. St. John's ball. Throw in. Bouncing along a back foot pass. Cut off and kicked away there by Santi Sierra. Robitaille sends it forward to number 15, Plante. Plant, actually, I think is how you pronounce it. And he either got fouled or the ball was knocked out of bounds, or looks like a throw-in, so I guess out of bounds, no foul. Throw in, deflects off ahead up to Soto. Soto lifts in a crosser. Right there is Morales. Oh my gosh, almost there, but kicked away at the last second by Santi Sierra. It is going to be a corner chance for the Pioneers, but Santi Sierra very well may have saved a goal on that play. They're going for the short pass on the corner. They pass it back, fire a shot, sails high. Tried to set up a shot for Quintanilla, but no dice that time. Just over 26 minutes on the clock here in the first half. No score as Smagula sends this one to midfield, headed right back. Deflected down, a race to the outside. Pushed forward by St. John's, and it will be Brookline ball. Throw in up the far side, off ahead. And I think we got a foul called on Brookline for a grab there. Free kick coming. Giolekis sends this one up. Goes off the foot of White, off the head of Soto, and it's going to be an easy pickup for Smagula. Smagula punts this one. They're trying to work that far side, but they keep just launching it too far and losing it out of bounds. Throw in, deflects forward to White, tries a pass, cut off there by Sierra. Sierra sending one forward, intercepted by Robitaille. Robitaille moving down the near side, tries to fit a pass through. No dice, intercepted by Applebaum. Gives to Sierra. Sierra taps it back to Littman. Boots it upfield. Gets to Weil. Weil taps it back. Finds a man. That's Goldberg. Goldberg dribbling up. Finds a pass target. That's Friedman. Friedman cutting towards the middle. Sends a pass through. Looking for Nicoli, but it's blocked. Just barely blocked there by Robitaille. Sierra takes this ball. Passes back to Dong. Dong pass up the middle to Goldberg. Goldberg taking off running with it. Pass is intercepted. Taken back and cutting that off is Dong, but they're going to blow the whistle on him there for taking the feet out from under Soto. Free kick coming up for St. John's. Taking that free kick, looks like it'll be number 8, Hrishikesh Kulkarni. Also possible I might be mixing him up with Daniel Cristo. Kick flies in, knocked away immediately by Brookline. Popped up by Jad Torres, heads it to himself. Now pass it back to himself, trying to keep control of it as he keeps popping it in the air. And instead it's going to be controlled by Applebaum, who passes it up the line to Torres. Torres tries to fake, it's knocked away, but goes forward to Littman. Knocked out of bounds there. They're going to say last touched by Littman, as Dobecki gets the favorable deflection that time. Throw in from Robitaille. Off the head of White. Booted away by Lawrence. Off the head of Weil. Going to go all the way back to Giolekis, who has to quickly boot it away due to the pressure from Weil. That one deflected forward by Sierra. Littman moves it forward, but it's taken back by Robitaille. Pass intercepted back by Littman. Gives to Goldberg. Pop to the outside. Nicoli can't keep it in bounds. Throw in from Robitaille off the head of White up to Soto. Soto sending a pass to the outside. Onsides, but losing it is Quintanilla. Couple of subs coming in for Brookline here. Number 2, Sammy Treisman, and number 23, Nico Liteplo. Opting to play here in the playoffs despite suffering a knee injury earlier this season, as that throw-in flies out. Liteplo has had a number of injury problems throughout his high school career, but he is out here on the field trying to make the best of what could be the last soccer game of his high school career. Battling for the ball, Quintanilla coming down the far side, runs out of room, but they're going to say Brookline knocked that one out. Throw in for St. John's. Giolekis getting set to throw it in. Or no, actually they brought in someone different to throw it in. I think that's Cristo. Throw in flies into the box, deflects up in the air, headed away by Lawrence, downed by Quintanilla. Quintanilla coming down that far side, trying to fit through a double team, can't do it, taken away by Brookline and cleared up the line. Kicked back by Giolekis, booted right back by the Warriors, And I think that one went off Giolekis' hand, and it'll be a free kick for Brookline. And they're going to tap a pass off the free kick. Give it to Goldberg. Just going to pass it back to Dong. Swing it over to the near side to Applebaum. Applebaum goes to the middle to Sierra. Sierra pressured by Morales. Keeps the ball. Now passes forward. And it's kicked away there. He was looking for Leteplo on that play. Booted out by the Pioneer defense. Lawrence to throw it in. Gets tapped back to Lawrence. Taps a pass to Goldberg. Goldberg fits a pass through to Lawrence. Lawrence kicking it up the middle to Treestman. Treestman passes back to Applebaum. Applebaum up to Treestman again. Treestman turns around looking, sends a leading kick, looking for Littman. Too much on it. Out of bounds. Goal kick's just going to be a tap. Now given from lower over to Robitaille. His pass intercepted by Littman. Littman's kick forward is blocked there. Recovered by Morales. Pass to the outside. Racing up with it. This is Cristo. Cristo cutting back, surveying. Now sends a kick forward. Lawrence not taking any chances as he boots that one away. Throw in. Back to Robitaille. Up to Cristo. Cristo lifts it towards the box, deflected away. Booted out by Goldberg. Now a far side throw in for St. John's. Bouncing along. Soto fighting for it. Soto battling with Lawrence. Lawrence not giving him anything as they are wrestling along that baseline. The ball's still live. Point blank save by Smagula. Oh my gosh. So many layers to that play. First off, the refs are just letting them play out here in the playoffs, as Soto and Lawrence were in a wrestling match down along the baseline. St. John's managed to sneak a shot in, and at point blank range, it was Smagula making the save. He's already got about 3 nice ones here in the first half. And now Quintanilla coming down the far side. Charging in, met by Lawrence, and a hard shot from Quintanilla is going to draw the foul call. Free kick coming up for the Warriors. Just over 17 minutes left in the half, no score. This one, that one was just a missed kick. Sub coming in for St. John's. I mistakenly thought he was out earlier, but now he is in. Hrishikesh Kulkarni, number 8, subbing in for St. John's, replacing Anthony Soto. Far side throw in for St. John's, headed away by Nicoli, out of bounds. This throw in off ahead, deflecting forward, big chance, another save by Smagula. Alex Smagula standing like a wall back there. I think he's got 4 saves already here in the first half. Littman pass gets through. Nicoli dribbling across midfield, tried to leave a pass. And it is recovered by Goldberg, sends it up to Friedman. Friedman battling, goes tumbling over a defender. The ball goes up. Leteplo fighting through. Nico Leteplo lost the ball, knocked away, but that is going to give Brookline their first corner kick opportunity of the day. Ryan Goldberg setting up to kick this one. Good movement up the field by Nico Leteplo to draw the corner. Goldberg's kick flies in off the hand of the keeper. Chased down by Lawrence along the near side. Lawrence trying to fit through the defenders. Nowhere to go, but the clear kick blocked by a slide tackle. Blocked again. Blocked twice by Sammy Treestman there. It'll be a throw-in for St. John's. They quickly give it to Lower. Lower's kick is also blocked by Treestman. Headed forward by Brookline. Treestman right there. Deflects back a couple of times. Now cleared out by the Pioneers. That almost turned into a disaster for the home team, but they were able to ultimately clean things up there. For Brookline, number 17, Lars Peterson checks into the game. He'll replace Jacob Friedman as Brookline gets ready to throw this ball in. 14.5 on the clock here in the first half. Throw in. Bit of a scrum for the ball here. Pushed forward by Brookline. Pushing through again. Nico Leteplo draws another corner for the Warriors. Brookline setting up again. Ryan Goldberg to kick this one in. Lifts this one in. Headed away by the Pioneers defense. This time they attack the ball. Clear that one out, and it's going to go out of bounds off the head of Applebaum. And it'll be a throw-in for the Pioneers. Throw in goes off the head of Applebaum again and lost out of bounds by the Warriors. St. John's ball. Throw in here, headed down by Brookline, and Sierra winds and boots that one out. Gets it up to Leteplo. Leteplo, pass to the outside, looking for Peterson. Peterson looked like he had fit a pass through, but they're going to say he lost it along the far sideline. Throw in for St. John's. Brookline getting ready to sub in 3 players, but it's got to be on either a throw-in for them or a dead ball. As that kick blocked, out of bounds, stays with St. John's. Throw in, flying in, headed away by Brookline, getting it out of the box quickly. And a foul call against Treestman. You know, Quintanilla might have sold that foul a bit, but you know what? That's a valid tactic. Don't hate the player, hate the game. Free kick for St. John's here. Could be a big opportunity to score. They're going to go for a pass. Fighting through, sending it into the box. Booted away immediately by Brookline. Good clear out. Giolekis dribbling with it. Cut off by Treestman, but recovers the ball in the chaos. Tap to the outside. Cut off by Brookline, and they get the favorable deflection. Out of bounds. It'll be a goal kick. And now 3 subs coming in for Brookline. Back in the game, Julian Weil and Jad Torres. And on the field for the first time today, number 5, Adon Spivak. Those 3 will replace Leteplo, Treestman, and Nicoli. Smagula, the goal kick. Off ahead. Downed by the Pioneers, by Quintanilla. Lost it out of bounds, Brookline ball. Another sub for Brookline. Jacob Friedman back in the game. He will replace Jonah Littman on the near side wing. Long throw in from Brookline here. And kicked forward by the Warriors. Giolekis kicks it back. Bouncing around. They get it over to White. White kicks it up. He's leading for Kulkarni. Kulkarni chasing it down the near side. Chase it down in the corner. Dribbling into the corner. Trying to turn it. And a nice slide tackle. Knocking it out of bounds. Good play by Friedman. Throw in from Christo. Right into the box. They're keeping it alive. They're trying to sneak it through, and it's kicked away by Brookline. Get the ball up to Weil. Weil's off to the races. Cuts back. Looks. Tries to send a pass through. It's blocked by Dobecki. Dobecki gets the pass up to Quintanilla. Quintanilla lifting it up. Blocked down by Applebaum. Leaves it for Dong. Dong boots it towards midfield. Side kick by Friedman. Gets it to Torres. Torres, pass misses Goldberg, and Quintanilla trying to take advantage here, taking it down the far side, runs out of room on that far sideline. Brookline throw in. 9 minutes to go in the half. Still no score here in the round of 32. Brookline starts moving, pass given to Spivak. Spivak to the outside to Friedman. Friedman trying to move down the sideline, knocked loose by Kulkarni. Out of bounds, Brookline ball. They'll have a throw-in deep in the opposing end, and they're going to bring out their throwing specialist, Wally Lawrence. Bring him over from the far side, back line up here to the near side. Wally Lawrence, an outfielder for the baseball team as well, so we know he's got an arm. Here comes the throw. Off the hand. No! Oh my gosh. Did my Wi-Fi cut out right there? You gotta be kidding me. I am so sorry if you missed that, folks. My Wi-Fi decided to be a jerk there, it looks like. Goal scored by Julian Weil off the assist from Wally Lawrence. Once we get a break in the action, I'll show a replay. Brookline with the 1-0 lead. Applebaum fighting for the ball, and a foul call against St. John's. Santi Sierra setting up for the free kick. Gonna go for a quick pass to Torres. Torres lifts it high, looking for Weil again, goes off the head, and it's right to St. John's as Lower passes that one away. They move it upfield. Lawrence with the ball. Moving around, trying to go down that far sideline, knocked out of bounds. St. John's ball.
Brookline goal was scored by number 6, Julian Weil.
Throw in here, deflects. Kicked away by Sierra. The PA announcer confirmed the goal scored by Julian Weil as this ball's stolen. Quintanilla taking it down the far side. Jukes cuts in, fires a shot, diving save by Alex Smagula. And again and again and again. It'll be a corner kick chance for St. John's here. Corner kick comes in low, and it's knocked away by the Brookline defense there. Dobecki chased that ball down. He's trying to bring it back in. Gets the ball over to a teammate. Another shot fired. Oh my gosh, another diving save by Alex Smagula. Smagula standing on his head here in Shrewsbury, keeping his team in the lead. They go for the short pass. Move it out. I think that's Morales lifting it high. Deflects back. Dobecki's shot is blocked. A hard hit for the ball. And they call the foul on Brookline for what I can only describe as a reason. I mean, you know what? It's the ref's call. I can't say I agree with that call, but it's the ref's call to make, and I got to respect that. And a high kick coming in, and that's just a can of corn for Smagula. The saves he's been making this half, that one is nothing. Punted across midfield. Brookline controlling it. This is Weil. Gets pushed over, and foul called that time. Just under 5 minutes to go here in the half. Brookline leading 1-0 off the goal from Julian Weil, assisted, I believe, by Wally Lawrence. Brookline going to go for the short kick, and Lawrence wasn't ready for it. That one not executed well as Dong recovers the ball and gives it to Applebaum. Applebaum sends it upfield, finds Spivak. Spivak dribbling, pressured by a defender, goes to the ground. No call in either direction as St. John's takes the ball away. Pass up to Morales. Morales trying to send a leading pass, but boxing out was Dong, and sliding in to grab that ball was Alex Smagula. Smagula punts this one out to the far side, tapped along. And again, bodies go flying, and again, the ref's letting him play. Pushed forward by the Pioneers, looking for Cristo. Cristo trying to center it, blocked down and cleared out by Wally Lawrence. Nice defensive play there. Subs coming in on both sides. Soto back in for St. John's. Nicoli and Littman back in for Brookline. Checking out for Brookline, Spivak and Weil. And St. John's sending someone out on the far side. Throw in. Finds White. Pass back. A high lifted kick, and that's high and wide and out of bounds. That'll be a goal kick. Three minutes to go here in the first half. Brookline up 1-0. And fans, don't worry about the Wi-Fi glitch. I'll be posting a full recording of this game later tonight. Smagula lifts this one up. Battling for it around midfield. Controlled by Nicoli. Nicoli fits a pass through. Finds Littman. Littman's attempted pass cut off there by Kulkarni. Kulkarni sends it up to, I believe, Dobecki. Now up to Morales. Further up, Soto. Soto cuts back. Now sends a kick forward. Booted away by Lawrence. Headed back the other way. And Giolekis controls it. Passes up to Quintanilla. Quintanilla fits one through. Finds his target. That's White, but knocked loose by Lawrence. Over to Nicoli. Give and go. Just misses Nicoli. And it's recovered by Dobecki. Dobecki back to Kulkarni. Kulkarni winds up and kicks this one off the head of Lawrence that time. Corralled by Quintanilla on the far side. Pass back. Pass back to Plant and a couple of passes, and now Brookline boots that one away. And still battling for it. Plant does manage to recover the ball, gets it back to Robitaille. Robitaille sends it across to Giolekis. Now a pass up to White. White up to Soto. Booted away there. Strong defensive coverage from Jeffrey Dong. Out of bounds, Brookline ball. The scoreboard clock frozen at 2 minutes here in Shrewsbury to represent stoppage time. The double whistle from the official will signal the end of the half. Throw from Lawrence. Bouncing along. Battling for it is, I believe, Friedman, but it's taken away by Giolekis. Kicks it out, and I think they called out of bounds Brookline ball, or did they call a foul on Giolekis? Oh, I think they're saying it was out of bounds before he kicked it. So Brookline gets to throw it in from further up. Lawrence with the arm once again. Into the box it goes. Headed down. A kick blocked. Almost a chance for Brookline there. But good defensive response from the Pioneers. Lawrence lifts this one across the field to the near side. Littman chasing it down. Trying to juke. And runs out of room. But it's... They're saying Brookline ball. St. John's thought it was their possession, but the official disagrees. Brookline was trying to call a timeout, and the ref says, no, it's halftime. So I guess the officials successfully managed to upset both teams in a matter of seconds. Almost kind of impressive. But, you know, again, no matter how unhappy you may be with a call, it's the ref's call to make. So that is halftime. Our score at the half, Brookline 1, St. John's 0. Let's now take a look at the replay of the goal that the Wi-Fi glitch caused a lot of people to miss. Throw in from Lawrence. Goes off the hands of the goalie, and then crashing in was Julian Weil to knock that one in. Weil from Lawrence for the first goal of this game as we go into halftime. And now Felix Hum saying my audio glitched. Folks, let me know if my audio is continuing to glitch. That should not be happening. But anyway, as we go into this halftime break, I'd like to take a moment and just direct your attention to some helpful links in the description section of this video. First, there's a link to the official Venmo account of the Friends of BHS Soccer Booster Club, which supports all 6 Brookline High soccer programs, boys and girls, varsity, JV, and freshmen. And next, there is also a link to our local charity spotlight, and this is going to be our local charity spotlight for every playoff game this fall, and that is the Brookline Food Pantry. And the reason that they're going to be our local charity spotlight for every fall playoff game this year is very simple. This past Saturday, the federal government officially suspended all SNAP benefits, meaning that a lot of people, millions, hundreds of millions across the country, and over 1 million here in Massachusetts, are about to lose the food assistance they desperately need to get by. Brookline Food Pantry fights the battle against hunger here in the Brookline community. They've been serving over 700 families every week out of their 3 pantry locations. They've been supporting programs at Brookline High to provide food for students to eat throughout the day and to take home as needed. They send hundreds of students home over the weekend every Friday with backpacks filled with food for the weekend, and they provide home delivery service to over 100 Brookline residents who physically cannot come to the pantry themselves to get the food, such as the elderly, the ill, and the physically handicapped. Now more than ever, the Brookline Food Pantry and any local food pantries around the country, no matter where you're tuning in from, I highly encourage you to donate to your local food pantry, your local food bank, wherever it is you call home. It's time to step up and support your community. I myself have made a commitment that I'm going to donate every game that I cover this fall postseason. I'm going to donate $50 out of my game check to the Brookline Food Pantry just because it's the right thing to do. You know, I know this, you know, is pretty intense to be talking about during a ball game. But I'll tell you, folks, you know, the one major thing I've really learned from getting to call these games for Brookline all these years is the value of being part of a community. You know, this Brookline High athletics community has been so warm and so welcoming to me, and it's been such a privilege to get to be a part of it over these years. And you look at these games that we get to watch for the kids, they get to play, and it's a result of investing in your community, investing in these facilities where we get to play, the funds necessary even just to afford the officials, even for however many calls we may disagree with, the coaches coming out and helping to teach these kids, the uniforms, the balls, everything. It's a result of investing in the community. All this to say, it is worth it to give back to your community, especially when your community is in need. And with the suspension of SNAP benefits nationwide, our community needs us now more than ever before. So I challenge everyone watching this to give to your local food pantry however much you can. You want to match my $50 donation, go for it. You want to give more than that, absolutely, go for it. If you want to give less, that's also cool. Whatever you can give can help the Brookline Food Pantry or whatever your local food bank may be throughout this country. It can help them out so much in getting food to the people who need it. And there's going to be a lot more people that need it in the days, the weeks, the months to come. So that's my little halftime speech. I hope you guys will take it to heart. Feel free to post in the live chat or an email if you send a donation, so you can maybe inspire some other folks tuning in to donate. Let's get something going here. But for now, at half, Brookline 1, St. John's 0. I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan, coming to you live from Pioneers Field in Shrewsbury, Massachusetts. Going to take a brief break and mute my mic, but I'll be back with the second half of this ball game. Stay tuned. Hello, everybody. Back on the mic, I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan coming to you live from Pioneers Field in Shrewsbury, Massachusetts. Here to bring you the second half of this high school varsity boys soccer contest as part of the 2025 MIAA Division I State Tournament Round of 32. Our score at the moment, it is the visiting underdog Brookline with the 1-0 lead. The 21st seeded Warriors leading the 12th seeded St. John's Pioneers off a goal from Julian Weil, assisted by Wally Lawrence. But a fresh 40 minutes on the clock. And anything could happen. Still so much soccer left to be played. The two teams switch directions, and it will be St. John's starting us off here in the second half. Here we go. They move it to the near side to Christo. His pass broken up by Ryan Goldberg. Goldberg blocked there, and it's taken back by Anthony Soto. His pass intercepted by Wally Lawrence, but Lawrence dribbled a little too aggressively there, lost control out of bounds. Throw in here. Off ahead, downed by Soto. Soto passing it back. Christo breaks to the outside. Running down that sideline, his crosser pass blocked there by Jacob Friedman, cleared out by Lawrence, but it goes right back to Dobecki. Dobecki's shot blocked. Oh, it went off the hand. Oh my gosh, they're calling a handball on Jeffrey Dong. He is saying it went off his chest, but the official's saying it went off his hand. This is going to be a penalty shot for the Pioneers. We saw in the live chat, Jackson McGee saying Alec Legacy game, referring to Alex Magula, and he's going to need a legacy play here with a penalty shot coming up for the Pioneers. It'll be number 13, Eli White, getting ready to send this one in. Smagula made a number of impressive saves in the first half, but if he can make this one, it could be the most impressive. He missed it! He missed it wide left! Oh my goodness! He had Smagula faked out completely. Smagula dove to his left. The shot went the other way, and he missed it just inches wide of that left side post. Oh, man. You know what? When the goalie worries you with his range, with his lateral range, sometimes you end up over-curving it, and that's what happened to Eli White there. And now Brookline flipping the field. Julian Weil passes to the outside. Jonah Littman charging in. Crosser flying in. Headed down. Brookline a shot. Missed it wide. Brookline immediately riding the momentum of that missed PK as Jacob Friedman almost knocked one in. Pass to the outside. Lifted up the line. Deflects over to Max Morales. Morales sends it up, and it's booted out of bounds there by Dong. Quintanilla throwing it in on the far side for St. John's. Gets to Morales. Morales leaves it for Quintanilla. Trying to juke around. A bit of a push. Pass back to Soto. Soto walled off by the Brookline defense, and it's cleared upfield. Goes all the way back to Ben Lower. Passes out to the far side to Robitaille. Sent up the line. Quintanilla taken off with speed. Boxed out there, but he fights through. Sends in a crosser, bouncing along, and no one was able to get it as it's knocked back the other way. Giolekis fighting for the ball. but Jad Torres trying to take it away, but it's knocked loose. Recovered there by Dobecki. Dobecki, pass across, finds Quintanilla, winds and kicks one, flying into the box, and caught by Smagula as he cuts off the header chance. Alex Smagula reads those fly balls so well. It's amazing to watch sometimes. This one deflecting to the outside. Friedman keeps it in bounds. Booted away by Giolekis. Deflects down. Morales battling, and it's taken away by Santi Sierra. And that one goes off the hands of St. John's. So they were trying to stop the clear kick by Travis Applebaum. It'll be a free kick for Brookline. The live chat going crazy for Alex Smagula and the night he is having, as he's actually going to be the one taking the free kick here. Brookline pulling up as many players as possible. Smagula boots this one towards the box, off ahead, and that goes out. That's going to be a corner for Brookline. So many familiar names I see in this live chat. Eamon Boschel, Henry Ames, Jack Fitzgerald, Luca Campbell, Jackson McGee. And then one non-soccer related name that I find familiar, Felix Hom, of course. Current starting catcher for the Brookline baseball team, a teammate of Wally Lawrence, who's got one assist already today as Brookline lines up for the corner kick. Santi Sierra, the lefty kicker, to send it in from this side. This one curving in, off ahead, straight up in the air. Ball still loose, cleared out by the Pioneers. Up to Soto, but poked loose. Poked loose by Applebaum, gets it up to Lawrence. Lawrence's pass, a little too much mustard on that one. Almost got it to Julian Weil. He might have had a good look there, but a little too much heat on that pass from Wally Lawrence. St. John's trying to move up the sideline, and that's going to go out of bounds. Or is it a throw-in or a free kick? Looks like a throw-in. Throw-in off the head of Weil, moving forward. Nico Leteplo with the ball. Fires a long kick, and it's going to be saved easily by the netminder Nathaniel Woolridge. This one booted right back by Lawrence, but it's going to fly out of bounds. Throw in. Deflects. Out of bounds. Stays with St. John's. Throw in from Giolekis. Now controlled by Cristo. Cristo trying to turn around. Friedman not giving him anything. Pass back to Giolekis. Now sends it up off the foot of Soto, out of bounds. Lawrence. Throw in. Deflects off Weil's foot. Controlled by Goldberg. Pass up to Friedman. Blocked by Giolekis, who gets the favorable deflection, out of bounds, Pioneer ball. Throw in. And I think we got a foul call against Brookline, so a free kick coming up for St. John's. It'll be Cristo, Daniel Cristo, taking the free kick here from just outside the 30-yard line. Lifts this one, coming into the box, read well and caught once again by Alec Smagula. Alex Smagula, also a co-captain and starting setter for the Brookline High State Champion boys volleyball team in the spring. So he knows how to read the trajectory of high-flying balls because he does it all the time on the volleyball court as well as on the soccer field. This one passed up to Leteplo. Leteplo breaking off with it, and it's stopped by Giolekis. Dribble went a little too far out in front of him. Christo taking it down. His pass intercepted by Lawrence, but Lawrence passed a little far. Goldberg gets a foot on it, and he gets it to Friedman, but Friedman gets surrounded. Ball's taken by Giolekis. Giolekis, pass misses Dobecki. Given to Christo now. Christo dribbling up the sideline here. Running out of room, and he couldn't get the favorable deflection. It'll be a goal kick for Brookline. For Brookline, Jed Torres subbing back into the game, replacing Julian Weil. Smagula, a line drive up the middle. Deflects around, pushed forward by Brookline. Nico Leteplo passes to the outside. Taken off with speed is Jacob Friedman. Friedman, oh my gosh, a favorable deflection for Brookline. That was wild. What just happened? They try to clear it out, but Friedman takes it. Friedman gets the favorable deflection out the back line. It's a corner kick for Brookline. Shenanigans on the back end there. St. John's had a chance to clear the ball, but it ricocheted off a teammate and back towards the baseline. Friedman stayed after the ball, managed to get the favorable deflection over the back line, and now it's a corner chance for the Warriors. Ryan Goldberg to send this one in from the left side. This one flies in, and it's caught by Woolridge. Boy, that one was close. Actually, I think they changed goalies. They did. It's number 1, Colin Kasparin. This one deflecting around. Pushed up by St. John's. This is Christo with the ball. Lifting one across the field. Headed away there by Lawrence. Corralled, and it is Robitaille with the ball. Pass up, booted away once again by Lawrence, and that's going to fly out of bounds. This one booted back by Brookline. Leteplo sending a pass through. Big charge chance given back to Leteplo. Leteplo fighting through. Lost the ball. Recovered by Brookline. Torres looking around. Gives to Leteplo. Stolen away and booted up in the air and out of bounds by St. John's. Might have been just one pass too many for Brookline on that play. Throw in coming from Lawrence. Flies into the box. Caught. Caught by Kasparin. Sends it up the far side. A pass to the middle finds Morales. Morales leading down the right side, blocked by Lawrence. Lawrence has been cutting off so many leading passes for Brookline. This one deflecting around up in the air. Sierra touches it up to Nicoli. Nicoli bring it down the near side, blocked there by Dobecki, and the pass knocked out of bounds by Lars Peterson, and it'll be St. John's ball. Giolekis throws it in, goes off the head of Dong, deflected down by Soto. Dong boxing him out, rolls out the back line, goal kick. We are about 13 minutes into this second half. Still a 1-0 Brookline lead. Brookline calling for a sub, and they get it. Julian Weil in the game, replacing Nico Leteplo. Smagula Kind of a short kick here, and that's just going to bounce out of bounds. Brookline trying to mix things up a bit with their goal kicks, and that does not work out for them on that play. Throw in. Soto's kick is blocked by Lawrence. A pass to the middle to Sierra, sends it up to Torres. Torres barely gets enough on it to get it out to Nicoli. Nicoli's pass missed, timed with Weil. Cleared out by St. John's. Soto passes back. Dobecki dribbling, cutting through the middle. Pass. Surprise pass over to number 12, Adam Gilchrist. Pass back, and Brookline applying some pressure, and a trip. A foul there on Charles Robitaille, but honestly, a smart foul on his part as Brookline was about to go off on a rush if he hadn't kind of grabbed and tripped up the Brookline player there. Brookline lining up for the free kick here from just inside the 40. Some subs checking in. Looks like Santi Sierra setting up for the free kick. Line drive coming in, headed down by St. John's, goes to the outside, and Eli White will be the one to clear this one out. Sierra pushes it back up the line, cannot be kept in bounds by Brookline. That'll be a goal kick for the Pioneers. And a bit of a whistle stoppage as St. John's in the middle of a substitution. They had briefly brought in number 22, Daniel Da Silva. And now the senior subbing back out. As he gets a chance to say he subbed in during a playoff game. Nice little gesture there by the Pioneers. This one being pushed forward by St. John's. Booted straight up in the air by Lawrence. Defense able to come back off of that play. But St. John's also still pushing. And now it's corralled by Peterson. Peterson, pass to the middle. Goldberg winds and kicks this one. Out of bounds. A sub in on each side. Jacob Friedman back in for Brookline. For St. John's, Vincent Plant back in the game. Throw in. Battle for the ball along the far side. St. John's has control of it. Pass goes back. Plant sends it to the outside to Giolekis. Or no, to Christo, excuse me. Christo racing down the sideline. Stops, cuts back, looks, pass back, mistimed, lost it. Kicked away by Brookline. Recovered by Giolekis. Giolekis passes up. In traffic, Soto comes through with it. Soto still battling, and the wall of defenders caught up with him, deflected away. Still in play here. And a shot. How did that get through? And how did Smagula still read that ball? What on earth was that play? Impressive kick by Anthony Soto, threading the needle between the defenders. But a better save from Alex Smagula as he read the shot coming in. Dobecki slides in to take that ball away and takes a push, and that'll be a foul on Brookline. And this might be a card. This will be a yellow card assessed to Jad Torres. So Nico Letepla will sub in place of the carded player. Now ready for the free kick, and Giolakis sends it low. Looking for Dobecki, blocked there by Nicoli, but it's knocked out of bounds. It'll stay with St. John's. Throw in from Giolakis. Bouncing along off the foot of Goldberg. Lawrence wasn't ready for it, and it goes out of bounds again. Another throw from Giolakis. Going towards the box, kicked away by Sierra. Up to Weil. Weil running with it. Blocked by Lower, but Weil recovers the ball. Weil still holding on to it. Passes to the outside to Friedman. Friedman now racing up the sideline. Still fighting and draws a foul. Friedman manages to draw the foul call. And this will be an interesting free kick chance for Brookline. They send out Santi Sierra. Could potentially go for a shot, could potentially go for a crosser to try and head one in. We're about midway through the second half here. Brookline up 1. 20 minutes still on the clock. Sierra lifts this one in. Headed up in the air. Headed forward by Goldberg. Headed down. And they call a foul on Brookline on that play in the box. And it's a free kick for the Pioneers. Free kick intercepted by Friedman as he goes tumbling over the defender, and they're going to call the foul on Friedman for that. If the action weren't so fast, I'd be able to keep up with all of the live chats going on right now. This one booted forward by Brookline. Weil tries a pass. It's blocked. Recovered by Morales. Stolen back by Brookline there. Pass to the outside. As Friedman gets tripped up, they say it was clean. They say ball first. Dribbling up with it. A pass. Disrupted by Dong. Recovered by White. White to the outside. Trying to move with it. That pass going to miss out of bounds. Plant was trying to move with that one. No dice. Jonah Littman back in the game for Brookline, replacing Lars Peterson. And he'll swap sides with Jacob Friedman. Throw in, deflected back, and out of bounds. St. John's ball. Throw in. Booted up in the air. Still deflecting around. It looks like it's poked loose by Brookline. Leteplo slides a pass across. Battling through his Goldberg, but couldn't get past two defenders. White passes up. Dobecki over to Morales. Morales charging in. Morales pass. Missed everybody. Had it there if he could have connected with one of his teammates that were crashing to the net, but no dice. Robitaille, a quick throw in. Fighting for the ball. Fighting through. I think this is Quintanilla. Tries a pass, blocked by Brookline again. To the outside. A wind and a kick. Upfield. It's going to be chased down by Giolakis. Giolakis sends it up to Dobecki. Dobecki tries pass. Stolen by Sierra. Pushed upfield. But Giolakis kicks it away. Soto. Pass back. Now move up. Plant. Gives back to Robitaille. Robitaille upfield. Headed down there by Dong. Kicked in the air by Nicoli. Recovered by Quintanilla. Quintanilla sends it up the line. Out of bounds. Brookline ball. Sammy Treestman checking in. Replacing Nico Leteplo. Throw in. Oh, slick moves there to keep control of the ball, but the pass intercepted there by Dobecki. Dobecki turns around, passes back. Plant lost it. And it's recovered now by Weil. Weil trying to apply the fancy feet there, and he gets tackled. And that'll be a free kick for Brookline. Looks like it's Sierra lining up for this free kick. Looks like he was going to start, but he stops. About 15.5 minutes to go here in the second half. Sierra's kick coming in high. Bouncing right to Lawrence. His shot is blocked. Goldberg lifts a pass, blocked. Two big stops there from St. John's as this ball goes out of bounds and stays with the Pioneers. Throw in from Giolakis. Soto tangled up with Lawrence. Lawrence takes it. Oh, stolen back. Morales jukes out a defender. Crosser flying to the middle. Has a man. Christos shot wide. Christo couldn't send it the way he wanted off his left foot on that play, as it looks like we're going to have an injury timeout. And it looks like the St. John's player is limping off the field. We certainly hope that young man is okay. Always say, no matter which team you're rooting for, you don't root for injuries. I think that is Christo checking out due to injury here. Like I said, hopefully he is okay long term. This one booted upfield by Lawrence, headed away by Lower, but it goes right to Littman. Littman trying to crawl the ball on the far side, chased by Quintanilla. Keeps the ball, pass, looking for Peterson. Too crowded, taken away by the Pioneers. But that pass stolen by Treestman. They're battling for it, and Plant comes away with it. Plant tries to send it up the line, out of bounds. Brookline ball. Throw in headed down by Treestman, looking for Peterson. Running out of room as it's stolen away. And out of bounds. Or was it a foul of some kind that they called on Robitaille? I think it's out of bounds because Lawrence is coming up to throw it in. Lawrence, the throw-in master for Brookline, sends this one high, headed away by the defense. Goldberg downs the ball, pressure on his back, pass to Sierra. Sierra jukes out one, pass to the outside, finds Friedman. Friedman moving down the sideline, tries a kick. They smartly let it through, knowing he's got a backup defender and not drawing the corner. Soto covered by Dong as he kicks that one away, and Dobecki stumbled and lost that one out of bounds. Brookline ball. 13 minutes to go here. Lawrence throws this one, headed down once again by St. John's. Booted forward by Sierra, booted right back out by Robitaille. Knocked down by Goldberg, but it goes right to Quintanilla. Quintanilla speeding his way down the far sideline. Cut off by Littman, who gets the favorable deflection out of bounds. Smart play there. Throw in, bouncing along, corralled. Pass across for Friedman. Friedman fakes, shoots. Oh, just high. Jacob Friedman with a slick move there. Sent the shot to the high corner, but just barely missed it high. Goal kick comes from lower. Whoa! Bodies go flying. That's got to be a whistle on something. And they're going to shake hands, and looks like Goldberg's coming off. I didn't see a card get pulled out or anything. I don't know if anyone else saw what just happened there. Free kick for St. John, so it must have been a foul called on Goldberg as Lawrence boots this one away. Gonna roll out of bounds. Now a throw in from Giolakis. Up to Soto. Soto trying to turn, trying to escape multiple defenders. It's knocked away. Recovered by Plant. Pass to the outside. Quintanilla sending it up looking for Morales. Morales covered by Applebaum. Passes it back. Quintanilla trying to fit through. And he draws the foul call for the shirt grab by Applebaum. Just under 11 minutes to go. This kick lifted in. Oh my God! Almost headed in by Brookline, but Wally Lawrence was there to head it away, and it's cleared out by the Warriors. Lower forced to pass it back to Kasparin as Weil put on the wheels to apply pressure, and it's kicked out of bounds by Kasparin. About 10 minutes to go here in the round of 32. Brookline still leading 1-0. Throw in, knocked out of bounds. Subbing back in, Ryan Goldberg. He replaces Treistman. As Wally Lawrence setting up to throw this one into the box here. Here it comes. Foul on Brookline before anyone could even touch the ball. Got to be careful not getting too over-aggressive. You still want to have your chances. Pass to Giolakis. Giolakis almost lost the ball, but it's recovered there by Dobecki. Dobecki, pass, blocked by Lawrence, and that one is out of bounds, and it will be St. John's ball. 9 minutes to go. Giolakis throws it in. Deflects up in the air. Off the head of Friedman. Collected by Dobecki. Given to Giolakis. Giolakis up to Soto. Deflected back to Giolakis. Popped up in the air. Off a head. Off a foot. Up in the air. Off another head there. And sliced out of bounds by Brookline. And it will be another throw-in for St. John's deep in opposing territory. Throw-in from Giolakis. Headed towards the box. Deflects up in the air. Ian Rollins, number 11, taps it back to Giolakis, but his pass to the middle knocked away and out of bounds by Sierra. And it will be another Pioneers throw-in. 8 minutes on the clock now in the second half. Throw in. A pass from Soto. Misses everybody as that one goes over the back line. St. John's fans wanting to say that Brookline touched that one last. But I'm sorry, if that hit was hard enough to knock him into the ball, that would be a foul. So either way, it would be a kick for Brookline. Smagula walking this one to a goal kick position. Brookline with the lead. In their best interest to take as much time off the clock as possible, as this one goes off the head of Rollins. Booted up by Lawrence. Off ahead there. And off the bounce. It's kicked away by Plant. Kicked back by Lawrence. Right back to Plant. Plant turns around quick. Launches a kick out to the near side looking for Rollins. Rollins with the ball matched up with Friedman. And Rollins manages to kick a slow roller. And it's an easy cover-up for Smagula. Good coverage by Friedman on that race down the near side. Smagula punts it across midfield. Bounces forward. Lower, going to get back there. Pass back to Kasparin. Kasparin, pass out to the far side. And it's pushed forward by Robitaille. Now Quintanilla racing up the sideline, being chased back by Littman. And a foul called on Brookline. This is going to be a free kick from about the 25-yard line of the football field. Actually moved up a little closer to about the 23. St. John's with a big potential chance here. Kick flies in, deflecting down, bouncing around like a pinball, and Brookline clears it. Off ahead. Bouncing around, White has it, and there was a whistle. I thought there was a whistle. What do they call? Offsides or something? What do they call? I have no idea. Must have been some kind of violation on Brookline. St. John's with the free kick. Launch it towards the box. Easy catch for Alex Smagula. And now 5 minutes left to go. The clock will probably freeze any minute now for stoppage time here in the second half. As this one goes off ahead, booted forward by Sierra, up to Torres. Torres dribbling, trying to move up, gets taken to the ground by Plant, and they're just letting it play out. Very interesting. But Peterson fights for that ball. Peterson moving up. Peterson's shot blocked over the back line. Another corner chance for Brookline. How about the hustle and bustle from Lars Peterson? Goldberg setting up for the corner kick as subs coming on both sides. For Brookline, Julian Weil and Nico Leteplo back in the game. And for St. John's, a nice sight to see Daniel Cristo is back in the game. Happy to see he's okay. Goldberg to send in the corner. This one flying in. Oh, just barely over the head of a jumping Brookline player there. The clock is still running. I thought it was supposed to freeze at 5 minutes for stoppage time, but the clock's still running. It shows 4 minutes. This one corralled by Sierra. Sierra dribbling around. Just avoiding pressure. Pass deflects out of bounds. Brookline ball. Throwing up the line. Robitaille going to get there and pass it back to Kasparin. Pass up the middle. Dangerous. Swooping in for it. A shot just wide from Goldberg. That one almost the dagger for Brookline. Now the clock frozen for stoppage time on the scoreboard. Only the officials know how much time is left. And only the triple whistle from the official will signal the end of the ball game. Goal kick for St. John's. Kasparin sends it up the middle. Bouncing along, booted right back by Applebaum. battling for the ball. It's corralled by the Pioneers. Pass back to Robitaille. Sends it up that far sideline. A pass to the middle now to Soto. Soto covered tight by Goldberg, knocked loose. And some quick touch passes from Brookline. Get the ball to Goldberg. Pass back. Lawrence lifts it high in the air. Deflects to the outside. And St. John's got the favorable deflection. Out of bounds. Good play by Giolakis. Throw in here. The clock is moving again. So I guess it wasn't stopped for stoppage time yet. And good coverage by Nicoli. Sneaks the pass through to Lawrence. And that one deflected away from Nicoli, recovered by Rollins. Rollins' pass intercepted by Sierra, but ball too far out in front of him. Cut off there by Dobecki. Pass back to Lower. Now up to Rollins. Cut off again. Sierra kicks it back the other way. Lower pops it up in the air. Rollins with it. Rollins turning around. Stolen by Nicoli. Pass too far. Kicked away by Giolakis. Off the head of Soto. Booted away by Dong. Deflected forward by Nicoli. Brookline was looking for a foul call. They didn't get it, but now they've got a chance for a rush. This is Weil. Weil dribbling up with it. Weil blocked by Giolakis there. A good read on the dribble. A slide tackle by Friedman slows him down, but Giolakis kicks it upfield. Knocked back by Brookline. Battling through, Dobecki. Slides one over to White. White to the outside. Quintanilla. Pass up. Clock now frozen at 2 minutes for stoppage time. Players getting tangled up. No call. Shot from White is blocked. Ricochets all the way up to Weil. Weil dribbling. Stolen back by Quintanilla. Quintanilla's pass blocked off the foot of a Brookline defender. Booted way upfield. And it's going to go out of bounds. Brookline ball. Brookline trying to exercise the demons of playoff losses past. They lost to St. John's in the round of 32 last year. They lost to them in the round of 32 3 years ago. Can they get revenge with a win tonight? Throw in. Complete. Treestman, I believe. Lost it out of bounds. St. John's ball. Throw in off ahead. Stays St. John's ball. Another throw in. Booted back by Applebaum, I believe. Bounces into the hands of Kasparin. This one passed up to Rollins. Rollins, give and go. Rollins charging in, sending a leading pass. There's Soto. Tries a shot blocked by Smagula, but right back to another player. Tries a shot blocked again. The Brookline defense sunk in and blocked that one away. A rushed throw in for St. John's. Juking around, I believe, is Cristo. Cristo moving down the far side, trying to get the cross pass through. A shot, oh my gosh, missed wide. Rollins a crosser. Knocked out, but right to Giolakis. Giolakis lost the ball. Knocked away by Brookline. Brookline dribbling out with it. Sending it upfield. Friedman dribbling. Rushing up with it. Blocked there. Ball's out of bounds. Hey, fellas, I can't see through you. Blocking the camera. You're cool. You're good. Thank you. Throw in for Brookline coming up. Lawrence throws it to the box. Only one man in the box there. Headed down by St. John's, taken by Giolakis. Brookline having most of their players back on defense as Cristo running up with it. Moving out to the far side, across midfield. Trying to cut upfield. Pass to Quintanilla. Taps it back. A swing to the middle. That was a mistake there as it's knocked away by Brookline. Booted upfield, blocked by Lower. Lower sends it up the middle, knocked right back by the Warriors. And it's going to fly out of bounds. That one kicked by Goldberg. Throw in. Deflects. Now Dobecki passing out to Giolakis. Giolakis sending it up, looking for Rollins. Rollins, shot wide! Brookline anxiously waiting for the triple whistle to signal the end of the game. St. John's dreading that upcoming triple whistle. 1-0. Brookline still leads here in stoppage time in the second half. Smagula kicks it to midfield, deflects down. Nicoli pushes it further upfield. Kasparin comes all the way out to boot that away. And there's the triple whistle. And there is your ball game. The Brookline Warriors with the upset win. Avenging playoff losses past as they punch their ticket to the round of 16. The final score, the 21st seeded Brookline High Warriors 1, the 12th seeded St. John's Pioneers 0. What a thrilling win for the Warriors on the road against a team that beat them twice in the past 3 seasons. Their defense locks in and pitches a shutout. And the one goal from Julian Weil, assisted by Wally Lawrence, proved to be all that they needed. As we take one last look at the replay of the game's lone score. An amazing defensive effort, particularly from goalie Alex Smagula. Several fantastic saves. And the live chat, so happy for this one. So many Brookline alums in the live chat that must feel that they have been avenged for playoff losses past. Well, that's going to do it for this broadcast. I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. Thank you all so much for tuning in today. Thanks to everyone who made it such a fun live chat here today. So much fun, so many familiar names. As I see adding to the list, Ben Speicher, Timur Tunkman. I see some others. Colby Lawrence, Rohan Brown, Jenny Tam, Andrew Grant, Dimitri Papoulis, Ed Buchanan of the Naples Fan Club. Got to be happy with how Alex Smagula played today. Gabe Spaggett in there as well. So many people in the live chat today. I loved it. Thanks for making this such a fun broadcast to everybody. If there's anything you'd like to say after the live stream is concluded, you can say it in the comment section down below. I'll be sure to upload the recording of tonight's broadcast. I know we had that Wi-Fi glitch at the worst possible time, but I'll upload a full recording that will have everything. So be on the lookout for that on this channel later tonight. I'll also be uploading highlights from the game either tonight or tomorrow, depending on how things go. Be sure to be on the lookout for that on this YouTube channel and also on my social media on Instagram and Facebook. And be sure to check out the description section of this video. Once again, there's a link to the official Venmo account of the Friends of BHS Soccer Booster Club if you would like to support the Brookline High Soccer programs. There's a link and phone number for our local charity spotlight, the Brookline Food Pantry. Now more than ever, with the suspension of federal SNAP benefits, we've got to support those who are going hungry in our communities. So be sure to donate to your local food pantry, your local food bank. And also some links related to me, my personal website, jessesports.com, where you can find out more about me, the freelance sports broadcasting services that I provide to various teams, and how you can commission those services for your favorite team. Or if you want to skip past all that, you can email me directly with any questions, requests, or comments you may have, and The links to my social media, my Instagram and Facebook, also down there in the bottom right corner and in the description section of the video. Well, that's going to do it for this one. Brookline 1, St. John's 0 from Pioneers Field in Shrewsbury, Massachusetts. I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. Thank you all for watching, and have a good night.